Of all the weeks to be playing on Monday Night Football, Week 9 seems like the perfect setup for the Dallas Cowboys as far as understanding what might be gained with a win over the struggling Arizona Cardinals. The Cowboys got to sit home on Sunday and watch one potential NFC playoff team after another fall, specifically two teams right ahead of them with upsets of the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers. That means the Cowboys, who are 3-4-1, can actually gain significant ground by beating the Cardinals. It also put the Cowboys in a position where they almost have to make a move ahead of the NFL trade deadline on November 4th. Both Green Bay and Detroit lost today. The Cowboys' hopes remain in a parity-filled NFC, where there is no juggernaut. Cowboys reporter Clarence Hill Jr. wrote on his official X account, "It's wide open as it's ever been. Jerry Jones should make a trade." According to NFL.com's latest playoff picture update, the Cowboys are just one game out of taking the seventh and final playoff spot in the NFC from the Lions. The Cowboys' NFC East rivals and the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles currently hold the number 1 seed in the NFC, while the Indianapolis Colts currently hold the number 1 seed in the AFC. Cowboys have. If we were doing a draft in which we got to pick NFL offenses, you can make a good argument for taking the Cowboys at number 1 overall. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott has been playing at an NFL MVP level for most of the season to go with an elite offensive line, above-average running back in free agent Javonte Williams, a pair of top 5 wide receivers in CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and what looks like another Pro Bowl season from tight end Jake Ferguson. The problem is the defense. They're terrible. The Cowboys are ranked 31st out of 32 NFL teams in team defense and are giving up just a shade over 400 yards per game. Which players fit Cowboys best in trade? The Cowboys are in desperate need of an elite pass rusher, with fans pining for either Cincinnati Bengals edge rusher Trey Hendrickson or Las Vegas Raiders edge rusher Max Crosby. If the Raiders don't want to trade Crosby and he doesn't want to get moved, that should end the trade talk around him. Heavy's Austin Boyd wrote on October 26th. There will likely continue to be rumors, but it looks like a certainty that Crosby will still be on the Raiders roster at the end of the season. Crosby, who signed a 3-year, $106.5 million contract extension in March, has indicated he doesn't want to leave Las Vegas. So the Raiders told them they're not moving him, but also Max Crosby said, "I don't want to go anywhere," Jay Glazer said on Fox NFL Sunday. "There was one team that called me and said, 'Hey, could you find out?' I said, 'Nope, he doesn't want to go.' And a team said, 'Man, we love him because of his loyalty. Wish he was.'" The Dallas Cowboys are acquiring former All-Pro defensive tackle Quinnen Williams, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Blockbuster. The hashtag Cowboys are trading for hashtag Jets Pro Bowl DT Quinnen Williams, sending a first-round pick and more to NYJ, per the insiders. A new home for one of the NFL's best to team that values interior deals, as NYJ builds for the future. That marks the second Pro Bowl defensive player the Jets have parted ways with. ESPN's Adam Schefter reports that the Jets are receiving defensive tackle Motzie Smith, Dallas 2026 second-round pick, and the hire of the Cowboys' 2 first-round picks in 2027, either their own or the Green Bay Packers. Williams, New York's 3rd overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, was the Jets' most decorated player as a 1-time All-Pro and 3-time Pro Bowler. After both the Sauce Gardner and Williams trades, the Jets are now projected to have 4 picks in the top 100 of the 2026 NFL Draft. Quinnen Williams reportedly unhappy with direction of Jets. According to The Athletic's Diana Rossini, Williams was unsure about the direction of the New York Jets and was willing to continue his career elsewhere. For the last few weeks, Williams has expressed his unhappiness in New York. The Jets listened and now send him to Dallas, Rossini wrote on X. Now, he ends up with the Cowboys, who have been searching for help on defense since trading away Micah Parsons in August. Additional reporting from SNY's Connor Hughes reiterated that Williams was looking for a fresh start. Quinnen Williams requested a trade from the Jets on 3 separate occasions prior to him being dealt today to the Cowboys, at Connor_J_Hughes reports. Quinnen Williams' relationship with the Jets has been deteriorating, and this goes all the way back to when they made the Quinnen Williams' relationship with the Jets has been deteriorating, and this goes all the way back to when they made the decision to move on from Aaron Rodgers. That's when things started to change, said Hughes. When Aaron Glenn was then very critical of Quinnen Williams in a one-on-one meeting and critical of him publicly to us, that is when things truly began to spiral. Jets armed with draft capital for a full-on rebuild. The New York Jets came into the trade deadline lacking in the draft pick department. Thanks to previous general manager Joe Douglas' Hasten Reddick trade, New York did not have a third-round pick in 2026. Now, after both the Gardner and Williams trades, the Jets will have plenty of ammo to work with over the next 2 years as they build out the roster. Hashtag Jets updated draft picks for the next 2 years 2026. First, Indy. Second, DAL. 2027. First, Indy. First, Dallas. Second, third. Could be more coming. Armed with 2 firsts and 2 seconds in 2026, New York will have the ability to move up the board if they feel they can land their franchise quarterback in next April's draft. It gets even better in 2027, when the Jets have 3 selections in the first round to work with. All in all, it certainly stings parting ways with 2 defensive cornerstones who have had good tenures with the Jets. But the roster was clearly not good enough to win right now, and general manager Darren Moogie has his work cut out for him as a new era in New York gets underway. On Monday, before the Dallas Cowboys fell to 3-5-1 with their 27-17 loss to the Arizona Cardinals, Jerry Jones broke some news. While he wasn't willing to provide specifics, Jones revealed that the Cowboys have already executed a trade, and he's pondering completing 2 more. By Tuesday, the Cowboys announced that they've traded a 7th-round pick to the Cincinnati Bengals in exchange for linebacker Logan Wilson. Jones previously mentioned that the Cowboys' trades would address the team's shortcomings. Considering the Cowboys have the NFL's second-worst scoring defense, getting a linebacker like Wilson should help, even if he hails from the league's worst scoring defense. Still, now that the Cowboys have a new linebacker, will they turn their attention to getting another pass rusher to help replace the lost production from the Micah Parsons trade? It sounds like the Cowboys have been busy, hunting for another sack artist. According to NFL insider Jordan Schultz, the Cowboys have also discussed a trade with the Bengals for All-Pro pass rusher Trey Hendrickson. The 2024 sack leader racked up 17.5 sacks in Cincinnati last season, and he's playing on an expiring contract, which could help provide further motivation for a trade. Yet, Schultz adds that the Cowboys have also discussed a trade with the Miami Dolphins involving Pro Bowl pass rusher Bradley Chubb. Either way, the Cowboys appear to be in the market for another pass rusher before today's 3 p.m. Central Time trade deadline arrives.